Tomorrow, October the 10th, is the 107th National Day of the Republic of China on Taiwan. I would like to extend my remarks to the people of Taiwan on this very important occasion and to express my appreciation for the U.S.-Taiwan relationships. We were allies in World War II and have been close strategic and economic partners for a very long time. However, as the government of the Republic of China on Taiwan has evolved into a thriving free market democracy that it is today, our relationship has even deepened and strengthened in a way that can only happen when two countries share core values. There are times when the economic or geopolitical interests of the United States are aligned with those of another country that does not fully embrace freedom as we do, whether that freedom is in the marketplace of goods and services or the marketplace of ideas in a democratic context. We can and should seek to engage with countries that do not share our values where it is in our national interest, and we do that. Still, those relationships remain contingent on weighing economic and security costs and benefits. On the other hand, with free market democracies like Taiwan, there is at the heart of our relationship a very high degree of mutual understanding underpinning all of our interactions. Our shared values mean that our long-term economic and strategic interests are likely to remain aligned. For instance, market economies are more likely to seek mutually beneficial free and fair trade. Democracies tend not to seek hegemony, but mutual cooperation. In short, our shared values provide the basis for an enduring and stable bond that can only exist between free peoples. One of those fundamental values that is dear to my heart is religious freedom. I know my colleagues are aware of the disturbing reports out of the People's Republic of China about the closing and destruction of churches and the burning of Bibles. That's something we in the United States just do not understand, how anybody, any country, could take this situation and think, who's afraid of worshiping God? Well, it seems that they have some problem in China. In Xinjiang province, the Chinese government has rounded up over 1 million Uyghurs and Kazakh Muslims, Tibetan Buddhists, and practitioners of Falun Gong have also long had their freedoms to practice their beliefs suppressed. This should disturb all free peoples. Of course, the communist leaders of China have excuses for their behavior. One of these is the need for them to sinicization of non-native religions. In other words, they think that religions like Christianity, as freely practiced, are somehow not compatible with Chinese society. And of course, from our point of view, that's strictly nuts. Just look at Taiwan. It has the same Chinese history, the same Chinese language, the same Chinese culture as mainland China. And yet on Taiwan, Christians and other religious groups practice their faith freely. No one gives even a second thought to whether this is compatible with their history and tradition because it's a matter of conscience. not a matter of undercutting the government. That's why I don't understand why it's a problem for Beijing. In fact, Taiwan has arguably preserved traditional Chinese cultures better than on the mainland. Chiang Kai-shek was able to rescue and bring to Taiwan some of the most valuable treasures from Chinese history. Of course, these items and Taiwanese society in general were spared the horrors of the Cultural Revolution. And of course, the Cultural Revolution was when the Communist Party of China destroyed an untold number of historical artifacts, as well as cultural and religious sites. Ancient Chinese texts were burnt, and there were massive human rights abuses. Some have suggested that recent developments in China are the beginning of a new sort of cultural revolution. I hope not, because we know what the results of that were 50 or 60 years ago. Whatever the Communist Chinese government is thinking, its actions have shattered many illusions. The hope held by many in the United States was that robust engagement with the People's Republic of China on an economic and political level would help it to evolve into a free market democracy. That hope has now dimmed significantly. Things seem to be going quite in the opposite direction. This is a bad sign, then, for U.S.-China relations. If the Chinese leaders would like to correct their current course and improve relations with the United States, just take the example of Taiwan. Just look across the Taiwan Straits for that model. Chinese people, just like they are in Beijing. As the people of Taiwan celebrate their National Day, I would like to thank them for their friendship with our great country. The Republic of China and Taiwan continues to be a strong partner in trade, security, and human rights. In fact, I should note that a delegation from Taiwan recently visited my home state of Iowa to increase their purchases of soybeans, and I greatly appreciate that, along with 88,000 Iowa farmers. Finally, I would like to thank Taiwan for being a model of a free and democratic society, what it can have a mutual beneficial partnership with the United States.